What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over my UFC 316 Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley 2 predictions. So let's get right into it. So, skipping over the main card, starting off in the early prelims, not too many well-known fighters. Chekasaragi, the first Indonesian fighter to sign with the UFC. Wang Kong had a huge hype train behind her because of the funny presentations she would kind of do during the face-offs a little earlier a couple fights ago, a little earlier in her career. But one person I want to point out in the early prelims is Quinlan right here. He got I believe it was 14 second. I know it was under 20-second knockout against Anshul Jubilee in his UFC debut. And I've been following him on Instagram and socials, and he's just someone that I would really advise you guys to look out for, because he's somebody that I think is going to go a long way in MMA and the UFC. So if you guys are looking for some prospects to look out for, he should be one of them. Going on to the prelims, we had a heavyweight bout between Spivak and Acosta. Both of them, heavyweight is just kind of, right now it's just kind of no man's land. There's not any prospects that are really pointing themselves out, other than the couple high-level top 5 fighters, Geraldton Almeida, Tom Aspinall, and John Jones, who's the champion. Sergey Spivak, he's an up-and-down fighter. I don't even know how he got in the rankings. I had never really heard of him before, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about this fight. I believe I saw Brenson Ribeiro, I think his name is, fight. I don't know why he's fighting up. I thought he lost, but maybe I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm probably thinking the wrong person. But this guy 14-0. That's a pretty good record. So if he's number 12 light heavyweight, I mean, he sounds pretty good favor right now. But finally onto the fights of some real well-known fighters. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. I saw Bruno Silva fight Manel Kape, where he lost. He got TKO'd, but in my opinion, it wasn't a real loss, because Manel Kape, he's a dirty fighter. He hits you in illegal places with illegal shots. I believe he landed a few groin shots and eye pokes like he usually does, and then gets his opponent to go down. And no nonsense. What's his name? Keith Peterson stopped the fight. So yeah, but Joshua Van, just another one of those prospects that's on the rise and is literally insane. His boxing is so crisp. Just watch out for him, because I already know he's going to become something real big in the flyweight division. He's ranked number 14th. He's going to get 12th. From here at flyweight, he might maybe fight someone like, I don't know, like the loser of Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape, because he's just on a roll right now. But going up the card, Vicente Luque. We're on to the main card now, and it's just the first fight is Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. I think it's gonna be back and forth fight, but my pick for this fight's actually gonna be Luque. Compared to what a lot of people think, with Kevin Holland winning this fight, they think he's gonna win. I'm going with Vicente Luque. This whole card is kind of stacked, but I'm going with for this card. I got a lot of surprising picks. You guys are gonna see. But Vicente Luque, I'm gonna go with him. Plus 220 underdog. minus 270 Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's minus 270 favorite. I just don't see what Kevin Holland can really do to Luque. Luque's been looking crisp all fight week. We all know his ground game is insane. He's the Darce Knight, as they call him. Kevin Holland's grappling's pretty good. It's improved a lot. We saw that in the Gunnar Nelson fight, but I don't know. This fight definitely, Kevin Holland could definitely win this. I think if he's locked in enough, he's gonna take it easy. But Vicente Luque got the brain bleed, but he got that nasty win over Thembo. What's his name? Thembo Grembo, something like that. But yeah, that could have been a fluke win. You never know. But I think I'm gonna go with Luque. I mean, if this aged badly, it doesn't really affect me anyway. I'm not betting on these fights. If I wouldn't bet on really any of these fights, actually, other than this one, I'll give my reasoning in a moment. But these fights are kind of are closer than a lot of people think. But moving up the card, number 10th ranked Mario Bautista versus Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix, a 3-time world champion, I believe. But my pick for this fight is gonna be Mario Bautista, and people are gonna find that surprising. But I actually wouldn't be surprised if Patchy Mix won. But let me continue on why. So we see a lot of fighters when they start getting into top 5, top 10. Their finishing ability really starts to slow down, and their finishing rate isn't as high. Patchy Mix is a finisher, as we know. I believe it's 16 out of 21 wins are all finishes, which is really good. He's 21-1, I believe. He's a really good mixed martial artist. But Mario Bautista, 15-2, split decision win over Jose Aldo. Mario Bautista, he's not the best fighter. He's definitely a well-rounded fighter, and he's obviously an amazing fighter for being the number 10th ranked fighter in the world. But I'm gonna choose against Patchy Mix, but I'm not gonna hold it against him too much, because I think Patchy Mix could definitely pull this off. Because Mario Bautista isn't a high level fighter, but if we look at it, Mario Bautista, once you break through him or someone equivalent of his skill level, that's when you really start to get into the elite fighters. Like if this was flyweight, you get to fight Manel Kopp, someone like Brandon Royval, Brandon Moreno. This is bantamweight, so there's Piotr Yan, Merab, who's the champion. Who else is at bantamweight? Sean O'Malley. Let me think. Jose Aldo, who just retired, but he arguably beat him. I guess there's an argument for that. But who else? Let me think of who else is in bantamweight. Umar, yes. Corey Sandhagen, yes. Those fights, those are people that are just at such a high level, and you really gotta be able to show that you're on their level to really get those type of fights. To just get those fights, it's already hard. To win those fights, you gotta be an unbelievable level of competition. And I'm not saying that Patchy Mix isn't, but I just think that there's a big skill difference in the UFC compared to, I think he was in Bellator. But I'm gonna go Mario Bautista in this one. I think he's gonna be able to show levels, but I think it's gonna be a competitive fight nonetheless. It's probably gonna go to the decision if Patchy can't fix it. I don't think Mario Bautista can finish it unless he clips him with something lucky. But I would still consider that a fluke win if Mario Bautista somehow finishes it. But we'll see what happens. This fight could go either way, but I'm going to just choose Mario Bautista. And already onto the featured fight, Kevin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. This is rescheduled from, I forget what fight night it was. UFC in Mexico City, I believe. Where there's Brandon Moreno versus Steve Erceg. But Kevin Gastelum, he's really chunky, I'm gonna say. No hate towards him, but I like him as a fighter, but he's just what's it called? He's not slow. It's just his athleticism isn't the best. And also, he was at one point a world title challenger. He's just kind of had his ups and downs recently. I know he won his last fight, I believe. Yep. Joe Pyfer, on the other hand, is a demon. Kevin Gastelum, I know he's missed weight a couple times, but Joe Pyfer, I don't know. You see the clips of him, the highlights, they're absolutely insane. He just absolutely just mauls people with his power. It's just, he has such unbelievable power for being such a young lad like him. It's insane. Like, you would never believe it. Like, how young he's, I believe he's 28, 29, I believe. But he just got so much power. Kelvin Gastelum. I forgot what I wanted to say about him, but yeah, recently he hasn't been the most skillful fighter. But I'm gonna just obviously go with Joe Pyfer. I think he's gonna probably clip him in the second round, and Kelvin's gonna go down. Kelvin never been knocked out, I believe. But yeah, I think this is gonna be Kelvin's probably downfall from here. I don't want to say that because I'm a fan of Kelvin Gastelum, but Joe Pyfer, he just hits like a truck. Joe Pyfer's he's just a demon in the octagon. When I first saw his highlights, when I was first starting to be a UFC fan, I was like thinking to myself, I've never seen someone like hit with the ferocity of that he hits like people with. I saw him against what was it, Mario Basalt or something. Oh my gosh, that's a highlight reel for like the century. It was insane. But yeah, I'm picking Joe Pyfer. Going on the co-main event, Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. I don't know if this fight, I can't decide if this fight's going to be over quickly or it's going to be a war. The thing about Juliana Pena is that she's really durable. She's not, in my opinion, she's not even really that good of a fighter. She just kind of dogs it out to the end. And I don't believe she's gotten finished before. Maybe she has. But, plus 525 underdog, and then minus 750 favorite. But, Kayla Harrison, she kind of got cut in her last fight. She got cut bad, I believe, on the forehead, I think it was. I think Kayla Harrison's kind of been fed bad opponents, and I think Juliana Pena is like a higher level than those people, even though she's probably smaller. I think Juliana Pena is going to give up a tougher fight than people think. I'm going to obviously choose Kayla Harrison, but in the back of my mind, I could definitely see Juliana Pena winning this just from her durability. Kayla Harrison's probably going to get her on the ground. That's where I think Kayla Harrison's probably going to excel with the judo. Probably win by decision, in my opinion. Maybe a submission. That'd be pretty crazy. But I don't really think she can knock Juliana Pena out. Maybe she could. Kayla Harrison has a lot of power, being her size and also being a woman. Walking around at 170 pounds, that's insane to me. But yeah, I could see Kayla Harrison possibly knocking her out. I wouldn't bet on it though. I could also see Kayla Harrison maybe submitting her, and then probably, I would say more than likely, this fight's going to go to decision somehow. And I would not be surprised if it somehow ended up in a robbery, because the judges recently have just been absolute, like, shit. But, going on the main event, this is where it starts to get interesting. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley. Merab's champ, obviously. Merab is a minus 325 favorite. Sean O'Malley's plus 260 underdog. Sean O'Malley, the former champion. And this is a rematch. Don't forget that. That plays a big part. Because Merab, he knows Sean O'Malley, but Sean O'Malley knows Merab better. And the way you know if a fighter knows another fighter better in the rematch is whoever lost is obviously going to know the fighter better because they know what they're going to do. Merab knows what Sean's going to do at the same time, but Sean knows what he needs to change to avoid what Merab's going to do, and Merab doesn't know what Sean's going to change to to stop whatever Merab's gonna do. It could go either way. When you think about it that way, but just changing up the game plan for the person that lost the first fight is really something essential that you got to use. Sean O'Malley, he went in that fight injured and stuff, so I don't want to this fight. I really don't have a pick for this fight. That's the thing. Sean O'Malley, he went so injured in that fight, and he always just finds a way to clip people when he's just a normal fighter, not injured or anything. He clipped Aljo. Who else did he clip? He clipped what's that guy's name? Wineland. He clipped Piotr Jan, but he didn't put him out. He was able to clip him really good a couple times though. But clipped Piotr Jan. He doesn't have really too many elite wins. Who did he beat? Chito Vera. He clipped Chito Vera with the knee. Oh my gosh, that was that knee. It was so loud. It was so vibrant. Not vibrant, but it was just so violent. That's what it was. It was just so horrible. I would never want to take that to the chin. But Sean O'Malley, I want to choose Sean for this one, even though I'm not a big Sean O'Malley fanboy like a lot of these people are. But I want to choose Sean because he's really been locked in. I know I've seen him be locked in, but I could just see this fight end up going the same way as the first fight, because Merab's just another beast with his cardio. Just kind of plows through people with his wrestling, just kind of shuts them down. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I mean, Merab's just a beast. From Georgia, of course. I love all the Georgian fighters. I mean, except for Guram, because he didn't really throw much his last fight. He kind of just sat out, and it really disappointed me. But Roman Dolidze, Ilia Topuria, Merab, I all love those guys. But I want to choose Sean O'Malley. I don't want to see Georgian fighters lose because I love Georgia as a country. It really inspires me with a lot of these Georgian fighters' backstories. But I'm going to choose Sean O'Malley on this fight. In this fight, I wouldn't be surprised if Merab won. If I were betting on this, I would probably choose Merab. But I mean, this fight would go anyway. I probably wouldn't even bet on this fight in the first place. But yep, those are my predictions for UFC 316, Dvalishvili versus O'Malley 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.